Live, redballoon.work. Oh, man.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
You ready? Is
That's
there
my
gonna be
theme music.
That's your theme music?
is there going to be a drop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Last Friday, I actually decided for these weekly wrap-ups.
Sorry,
I need to go back
you're gonna freestyle.
No,
you're like last Friday. I was like, oh, here we go. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I've been
All
here
right.
for one of these before. I realized I need to, for these weekly wrap-ups, I need to actually go back to Friday because I never wrap up Friday.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm going to
That's
start
true.
doing that now. So
Oh,
last
yeah.
Friday, Pastor Jacob Rayom joined us all the way from Canada. He snuck across the lines in the Underground Railroad to talk about how God has used the COVID tyranny of blackface Trudeau and other tyrants to make the gospel explode and the churches in Canada grow. As I recall, maybe you can check me on this, Knox, but I'm pretty sure Pastor Rayom said after the show that he agreed that pedobaptism is the most biblical stance.
He actually baptized a baby right in the
Yeah,
hallway
you
on
saw
his
it,
way
yeah.
out.
So
Happened.
he's going home to explain it
Yeah.
to his congregation. So
Right.
let us know how that goes, Jacob. On Monday, we had the one and only legendary Darren Doan, punk rock as ever. And he came in with a list of things he wanted to get off his chest. And I think we really helped. I think he complained about James Jordan, Gary DeMar, Kinnists, Christian nationalism, Jason Farley's infamous quip about Baptists. Did I miss anything? Is that everything? That's pretty much-
Eschatology?
Eschatology.
Yeah.
He seemed a lot calmer and more relaxed, I think, by the end of the show. Don't you think?
Nope.
I'm just glad we got to minister to him like that. On Tuesday, campus preacher Keith Darrell joined us in the studio with Gabe on the road, and we had a great discussion about fatherhood and the glory of women and mothers, with Kamala Harris crowing in the background. Nevermore, nevermore. Something like that. On Wednesday,
How dare they?
we watched a poor, unloved girl explaining how she was brainwashing little kids in her preschool or kindergarten class to say non-binary. And we talked about how the pagans believe more in discipleship than Christians do. Christians wonder what we can do to stop the madness. Well, stop sending your kids to children's church. Stop sending them to government school. Stop ignoring them. Spend some time with them. Read them the Bible. Take them to church with you and teach them. I know, it's radical.
Yeah, I know.
But it actually works. If you train up a child in the way he should go, guess what? When he's old, he will not depart. Yesterday, Keith joined us again, and we talked to Gabe and Marcus Pittman via Zoom down in Oklahoma at a Christian businessmen's conference. I think that might have been the first cross-politics show ever with speaking in tongues. Is that true?
No.
No? You've been speaking in tongues?
Surely I have.
Not like that. I mean, that was like...
I translated. That might be the first time I translated.
We're definitely cessationists on here, but sometimes the spirit just breaks through, don't you know?
Glory.
Strange
Coming to
things
Honda.
happen.
But don't worry, Chocolate Knox interpreted them for us, so it was all good. But when I tried to interpret, Knox told me to stop, which kind of hurt my Presbyterian feelings.
More practice.
I had one friend reach out after our Wednesday show asking what the biblical basis might be for honoring women so highly. It's actually an interesting
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Like, where are you getting that? Now, it's certainly true. There are different kinds of honor, and different people are due different kinds of honor.
I was thinking that. I'm so glad you're hitting this.
But honor, to be true honor, sees the unique glory in others that outshines others. So when we're talking about honoring a woman, we're talking about honoring a woman particularly for her unique glory. And in those respects, she definitely outshines men. A woman can make a human being inside of her. A woman is made by God to display his glory in her physical beauty, her feminine wisdom, her motherhood, her hospitality, and so on. But a man's glory is his physical strength,
That's right.
his concentration on particular tasks and missions, and his willingness to use his strength to protect and provide for his people. That glory should be highly honored by his wife and his children. And in those respects, a man outshines a woman. Now, I'm not sure if I understood exactly where the question was coming from, but one thing that occurred to me also is that if we understand the Trinity and the gospel rightly, when we honor others more than ourselves in those ways that God has truly made them more glorious than us, it actually rebounds. When the Father honors the Son, he's honoring him as his son. This is my son in whom I'm well pleased. And he isn't worried. God's not worried about honoring his son too much. And this is in part because the honor that the Father bestows on his Son actually rebounds and reflects back to the Father. I mean, everything the Son does is what? To glorify the Father.
Right.
And when the Son honors his Father as his Father, he isn't worried that he might honor his Father too much, is he? Likewise, when a husband honors his wife highly, she makes him shine. A wise woman is a crown to her husband. And the same thing goes with children and parents. When parents honor their sons and as sons and their daughters as daughters, it's a glory to the whole family, and they shine under the blessing of God, and they light up the whole family. And likewise, when children honor their father as their father and their mother as their mother, it's a great glory to the whole family. And this is how grace works.
Yeah.
So we live in a land in which in so many respects, the glory has departed. It's Ichabod. But this is fundamentally because we have simply rejected the glory of God. That glory is all around us still. It's still here. It's the glory of being made male and female in the image of God, being made new creations through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as his sons and his daughters, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, grandfathers and grandmothers, elders, deacons, bosses, magistrates, judges, and so on. This whole hierarchy restored in Jesus Christ, according to his word, teaches us to honor one another highly, speaking highly of one another, confessing our sins to one another, forgiving one another, bowing and curtsying until the glory of the Lord covers the earth as the waters cover the sea.
Man, I'm so happy you hit that. I was going to talk about that because that is so good. Even egalitarian has gotten into our glory.
Yeah.
It's gotten into our glory.
Yeah.
You know?
Not too much glory over there.
Right.
Not too much glory. Everyone's
Right.
Let's all have the same glory.
When David talks about women being the pillars of our society, right? Like, it's like, I know, right? All of a sudden you're just like, wait a second, you know, but there's a certain type of glory that has in that type of pillar and what they are.
When we understand grace and we understand the infinite glory of God, there's no shortage, but there really there is glory for there to be difference,
right?
And different kinds of glories.
And it is really hard to grab. I was studying Acts the other night, and I can't remember they wanted to go Asia Minor or something, and the Lord prevented them. Then he went to Macedonia. I can't remember where they wanted to go. It was like the Lord stopped them, and the Lord's like, nope, the gospel's going to Macedonia instead.
They're getting the glory.
Yeah, and even like that sort of thing is just like, that's not the way we think. We're like, oh no, God needs to, and outside even just the Calvinist doctrine, you're just like, God's so free and so glorious, he can do with his creation whatever he wants. And it is, and even Jesus given us 5, 10, 20, different gifts. You're just like, that's what God does. Like, it's amazing to grasp that.
And that's what makes the world so glorious. It makes and it brings glory to him when we get on board and we say this is the best. And he's given so freely, it makes us want to give freely. And then we say this is glorious.
Yeah, we should see that kind of. Man should see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven, right? So if you're single, get married. If you're married, have you some kids. And if you have kids, be like Jacob Rayom is going to be. Go baptize them.
Sorry, Jacob. Sorry.
Until Monday, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Go fight, laugh, and feast. This is Cross Politic.
Home. It's where you build your legacy, where traditions are started, seeds are planted, meals are shared, and stories are told. We are Chris and Natalie Carpenter, owners of Story Real Estate, and our team of top agents helps people find homes in Moscow, Idaho, and around the country.
Have you thought about a move? Contact us to get connected with a top agent who shares your values and puts your family first. Or reach out to us about our Moscow relocation guide.
Wherever you're looking to go, we can help you find home. Call us at Story Real Estate or visit us at storyrealestate.com and start building your legacy.
Hi, I'm Robert Borton, CEO of Classical Conversations, the world's largest classical Christian homeschooling community. I'm launching a new podcast, Refining Rhetoric. If you like cross politics or just listen to hear what crazy stuff they're saying today, you will enjoy Refining Rhetoric. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform. I practice the 15 tools of learning by interviewing great guests, looking at current events, and talking about cryptocurrency.